This is JilliBling, Stampin' with Jilly, and as promised, we're continuing with the Manly May projects. And this one is using the stamp set Pedal to the Metal, which is retiring. So I wanted to use it before it goes away, but you can still get it. My store is jillystampin'up.net, and you could also find a link to my store on my blog, which is jillybling.com. And it's the set at first, I liked it, but then trying to find ideas of what to use, it was okay. It was a little bit hard to find ideas. And then once I started working with it, now I've made 3 cards. Well, let me show you them. So this is today's, and let's see, how about this one is tomorrow's. Isn't that cute? And the following day, look at this one. Isn't that cool? So 3 very different cards that I'd love to share with you. So let's get started on this one here, which has some lovely chrome showing through. And this one is really easy. It was hard not to embellish it further, so it'd be a little bit fancier. Even putting the silver foil on was more than I needed to do, but I just couldn't help it. Okay, so Pedal to the Metal. Here's the project. Here's a bunch of stuff we'll use. So this is for the words. So how about if we just get started? This stamp set has only 2 word choices, which is just fine because I could incorporate other sets. But To the Great Guy and Hope Your Day is Full of Adventure, they perfectly fit this stamp set. So this one I'm going to have To a Great Guy. To make sure it's clean, I've been using it quite a bit. And then the rest of the project is a bit monochromatic, where I just use basic gray and then do some sponging. Okay, To a Great Guy. Very nice. And let's see what other papers I have here. This is to go underneath, so I will cut this out, the greeting, and then cut out a little layer. I did it a bit crooked, but that's okay. I can straighten it out when I cut it. Oh, and I'm going to use my trimmer. Usually I pull open the drawer and I use that one, but because we had to do all this cutting, I have the trimmer here. But to save time, I've got it done. Here is the little paper. And To the Great Guy, let me hold this up. See how I use the stitched rectangle framelits? I have it stamped, and notice how big the die is. So I cut it one time here, and then I'm going to position it right over here to make it a little bit shorter. I could have used that big piece. One note when you do this, if you can, see how this is stitched. Make sure that the stitched cutouts match up with these others. Otherwise, the stitched cut areas will go where it's not stitched and it will just fall off. If ever you go to do this, you'll quickly understand if you do it wrong, or if you do it where, my words are failing me here. If you give it a try, you'll know what I'm talking about if you do it wrong, but chances are you'll do it right because it just kind of nests right there in place. Okay, so here it's done. I did it first time around here, and then I did it a second time right here. Well, here, if I show you on this what I was talking about, you probably already know, and I'm just over talking. So let me get this one back. Washi tape on my dies is a good thing. So see where the stitching is? If I were to put this where the stitching isn't, that would be completely cut through, and I'd have this little piece that falls off. Okay, I hope that explains it. So I'm going to connect these. for the greeting, and that's just going to be put down flat, which once again was kind of hard to do. I'm going to dimensional everything. Okay, so that part is done. So on here, let's start with the base paper. Fold that in half. And this is basic gray. And then I'll be using all these layers. Basic black, silver foil, and then this piece, which is going to be cut apart for the little sections. So I'm going to stick these two down onto the card front. See adhesive over there. Okay, now get that centered. Now the silver foil. Ooh, that's sparkly. I hope it's not glaring for you. It's glaring for me. Here, I'll cover it up. Okay, so now this one will go on here. But first, the question is, do you want to stamp it first or do you want to cut it first? This time I think I'm going to cut it first, and then I'll stamp the images in here, because I really don't want a fender and a tire sticking over into this piece. Also, when you cut it, you have to account for the little gutters here. So let me get this paper cutter handy. So this, let me see, well, I've got this here. This goes on the inside of the card. This smoky slate paper is pretending like it's silver foil. Silver foil is kind of expensive, and it probably would look really fantastic putting it on the inside, but the smoky slate I think does just fine. Okay, and stitched rectangle dies. That's what we cut the To a Great Guy out of, and that's part of this die set. Okay, so now to cut these pieces. There's no mathematical rhythm to it. It's just wherever you think you might, whatever sizes you like. So I'm going to set them on top of here after I cut them, but because it's so sparkly, I'm going to turn it over and just set them on top of here. Okay. Let me make sure you could see this. Yeah, you could see fine. So I'm going to cut from here to here, and this is the new paper trimmer, new and improved, and I haven't used it probably as much as I should, but it's really nice. What's super nice is the blade. Let me see if I could show you that. This is why my videos take too long. It's because I get off on tangents and I talk about stuff. Okay, so this blade, the other one was just a short little thing and they kept on doling. But let me see if you can see how, see that blade? It's pretty good. Good size, big, and really sharp. The other blades, I always had a hard time cutting the Whisper white cardstock. It's like it would always fray rather than cut. And this does really, really nice. I'll show you. Okay, so back to where we were. I'm going to cut it from about right here to midpoint. So from right here, and this is the cutting track right here. And I'll cut it to right about there. Okay, look how nicely that cuts. Can you see? Wow! Okay, so this part is done. So now I have to cut this little gap. If I did not cut it, the outside border would not be square, rectangular. So I'm just going to scooch this over about 1/8 of an inch. And it doesn't matter if you do more than that or less than that, just as long as you're consistent. Okay, I'm going to take this out and I'll show you what I just cut off. So I just cut off this little piece, and that's going to go in the garbage. Okay, so now how about cutting this one? I'm going to cut it from right about here to, once again, midpoint. from here to here. Again, it doesn't matter where. Okay, that one goes here. And then I'm going to cut. So I could cut the gutter from here, or I could cut it from here. Again, it doesn't matter, just as long as it's consistent with the about size of your prior one. Okay, so where's that little piece? That piece was right here, but now it's gone away. Okay, we're getting there. And now, how about, I'll cut this one. So this one is going to go from about here to here. I really don't know that I want it flat. Okay, that's going to be a little one. I didn't plan that, but I think it'll be just fine. So that one goes there. Oh, notice how that one is flat right there, this end. Therefore, when it comes to making a gutter, here, I'll show you close up. Look how it's flat. I don't want that. So now my gutter, I'm going to put it right across there. That one's going to be really small. Well, I guess if I mess up lots, you know, don't do what I did, and you know you can do it better. Ooh, this is little. Okay. See, now if that blade wasn't sharp, I know I'd have a problem right there. Oh, it came out just fine. Look, once again, right size piece. That piece is smaller than I'd like, but that's okay. I probably should have made that one smaller. Okay, so this one is for right down here, I think. So I'm going to cut it right about here. Okay, looks good, and I'm going to put the little gutter on this one. Maybe I should call it a border. I don't know what the proper word is. Okay, so all the pieces are cut. So I'm going to put this away. Okay, so now for stamping. In this set, there is 3 different pedal to the medical, pedal to the metal, I don't know if they're a vehicle, motorized equipments, truck, dirt bike, quad. So I'm going to use them just random. And because this has a good variety, maybe I'll try to copy that. So this I did in basic gray. Everything is in basic gray. That was so hard to do. So I'll put this right here. I'll put a truck there. Okay, and some tread marks here, there. Okay, that one's done. How about this one? This one is quad. And I'm putting them right back in place because I don't want to have them flipped upside down and then they wouldn't fit this little puzzle. And also I want the vehicles going in all different directions so it looks kind of collage style. This one is truck, the back end. And tread stuff. Okay. This one is quad again. This one gets covered up a little bit, but that's fine. It's Pretty easy, huh? And my friend Ruby says, I want that set. She probably wants it because she doesn't like to cut or color. She's in luck. So this one, see how small this piece is? This is considerably bigger, so I'm thinking, what do I want to capture to make sure you know that it's a dirt bike? I don't think I get it all. The handles or the tires? Well, okay, I'm just going for it. Yeah, I wish it was bigger, but it's going to be fine. Okay, everything is stamped. Look at that. So when you look at it here, and it has the basic gray back behind it, it's okay, but this one does look a little fancier. This one I sponged the outside edges, and then I have it layered with black and silver foil. So the sponging is done in smoky slate. So to do the sponging, I'll show you a bad example of sponging, and then I'll flip it over and I'll do a little bit better. So first of all, you want plenty of ink on your sponge, but if you were to just touch it, it gets really freckled, which is not the effect we want. We want it more if you brush it, even if you do have little streaks of color, if you brush it the other direction, it softens them up. So can you see how nice that comes out? So this, I think, is better than that. Another thing I see a lot of people doing is plenty of ink on the sponge, and then they brush against here. You're putting a lot of ink on here, and of course the place that you start and you end is going to be heavier in ink, and you don't really get a good effect. So personally, I like to just kind of brush and go back and forth. Okay, so back on task. So brush around all of these little puzzle pieces, just like that. And I have one already done, so you don't have to watch me brush around all of them. So I'm going to take this, finish it in a few minutes. Voila, they're all done. So these, we flip this over so that you can see the pieces. Put it back here to the foil. And on this one, I popped these up on dimensionals, but I think it might look better if they were flat. So I'm going to try it flat, and you could do whatever you like. This, because they're on dimensionals, there's like an extra layer because of the shadow, because once it's on dimensionals, it creates a little bit of a shadow. But I think I got too fancy on this card, so I'm gonna try to calm it down. So when you go to lay these pieces on, just start with one corner. Any corner is fine. And see how much of a border you need. Just create that when you put this on here. Okay, so I was just looking to make sure that that corner is consistent here over to there. And then I'm going to do the other corners, but first I had to figure out my puzzle. Why is this hard? So that one does go there. This one. What am I doing? Why is this hard? I know I didn't do any of them upside down. I know, you could figure it out better than I can. Are you saying that one goes there? Put it in place number one. Whew, I thought I messed up. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit of a panic and embarrassment. Whew, got it. Okay, carrying on. So this one is stuck. All the rest are loose. I'll just do this one next. And if you don't get them exactly square, it's okay. Which I'm sure I won't. So This one, once again, I'm thinking about that same border. Good, good, good. And I'm not going to try to match it up here or there. I'm just going to focus on getting this border. If you try to match them up, it's kind of like dominoes falling. They all go a little bit crooked. So I'm looking at this corner. There it is. And when I look from this angle, these do not match up. But in the end, I think it's going to be fine. A little bit of over adhesive. Okay, that corner's good. Good here, good there. Okay, the last piece. So what do you think? Do you like it on dimensionals better or flat? And this one just has to fit in. I'm looking at this corner. That corner, that's a little bit small, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it will do just fine. I think I like it better flat. And then this, what do I want to cover up? How about there? And I could put that on a dimensional now that I haven't put all these on, but trying to be simple and simple boy-like is hard. Okay, so the outside is done. Inside, oh, this I found. Cindy posted it, and I just want to give her credit. It's her design. Okay, so in here, hope your day is full of adventure, which is this stamp, and I'm going to do that in black because I have all these layers going on in here. I should put it on there. Is it a little crooked? Not bad. It's okay. And then for the tread marks, I'll do those in basic gray. Basic gray and smoky slate, they're like cousins, but that's closer to black. Quite a bit different, darker. Smoky slate is smoky looking. Okay, so this is going to be the tread marks. And I was trying to get it like a vehicle driving. Okay, that will do. And then around the outside edge with smoky slate, I will sponge this, but I have one already done. Right here. Okay, so all of these pieces need to be attached. So as a stamper, I have a habit of when I go to put adhesive on something, I automatically just flip it over. I don't need to flip it over. It's kind of like a game. Just try to remember to do that. Because there's no stamping on it, I don't need to flip it over. Okay. And this is my pretend silver foil. A little bit for the inside. No coloring required. No cutting required. So there they are. What do you think? I like them. There's a lot of people that have kids, or they do dirt bike or quads, or have trucks. My boys have trucks. But these are perfect for them. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.